Hey, welcome back for Weekend Jewelry School. I'm Melissa Muir. When you are making jewelry, there's going to be a lot of times where you are going to need to clean up different surfaces or areas, make things more straight, just kind of general cleanup. And to do that, we use a variety of files and sanding sticks, or you could make sanding pads. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own sanding sticks and your sanding pads. So what I did was I just went over to my local box store, picked up a couple of paint sticks and a couple of different varieties of sandpaper. I wanted some that was a little bit higher quality, so I went for the 3M in this case, but you can choose whatever you would like. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do two different sanding sticks, one in 320 and one in 400 grit, and that's going to usually give me something pretty good. I also like to have some of these in finer grit, so say we go up to like a 600 and then get into some of the micron levels. But for the video, this will do. So first things first, I need to obviously open up and pull out one of my sanding pads. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a multi-layered sanding stick. And to do that, I'm going to just lay this out here on my desktop, and I'm going to use a scribe. And what I want to do is just kind of score this. And then I'm going to very gently and carefully lift my this little stick, the paint stick, up on its end. And again, I'm going to score one more time. And I'm going to, again, gently lay this down. Do another score. And my final one, up again, and do a score. Now, what I'm able to do with that is I've created these score lines so that the sanding stick will fit right onto this paint stick that I'm using, and I should be able to tilt it just like so. And here I'm off ever so slightly, but I can get that into place easily. I'm going to pull that towards me, and now what I will do is I will score my line, tilt it up, score my next line, and I'm going to do this until my sanding stick is complete. And here at the end, what I'm now going to do is I will actually cut this part away. So what I'm going to do is put this into a vise, and we will staple this into place. So here I have my vise, and I'm just going to open this up, insert this into here. And I may want to actually do it in a couple of different spots while I hold this down tightly. So now I have my stapler, and I'm just going to place a staple right here into the end. Do another one here about the middle-ish point. Move my sanding stick. And do one more here. And that staple did not work. Try again. There we go. And now with a not so great pair of scissors, I will trim this away. Obviously, I don't want to use my good pair of scissors for that. But we now have our sanding stick ready to go. And once I've used up all these edges, I simply peel that part off, and I'm ready to go with the next layer. So it's a very easy thing to do, nice and simple. Some people will also take and trim off this end, but it's kind of up to you whether or not you want to have that handle, or if you want to just be able to hold your sanding stick like this. So personal preference right there, but hopefully that will help. So now you've seen how to make the sanding stick. Very, very simple, very easy to do, and they will come in very handy. They allow you to get around curves and make different shapes and things like that that you might need to occasionally. So this is kind of a great thing to have. Now, sometimes you need a very, very flat surface and you need a large surface. For that, we can make some sanding plates. Let's check it out now. For this one, I just picked up a piece of plexiglass. This is Lexan polycarbonate. Again, I just picked this up at my local box store. You kind of find it in where they've got like shower doors and replacement glass and things like that. So I want to remove the clear protective coating. There is a coating on both sides of this. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and leave that other side for now. I also bought just kind of a general purpose adhesive. So I'll get that ready to go. In addition, this one I'm going to do my 320 grit paper. Now, my paper is a little bit bigger than my board here. So what I'm going to do is use my board as kind of the guide. And again, I'm going to use my scribe to kind of make that score line. Now, what I'll do is I would take my scissors and cut that away when I'm ready for that. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this with my spray adhesive. Now, I highly suggest you do this part in a very well ventilated area. So whether you have some kind of a fume extraction or perhaps you do this part outside, either one of those is going to work. But what we're going to do is we're going to spray this part of our paper. Now, before I spray this here on my tabletop, because I don't want it all over everything, I am going to use another piece of paper just to kind of protect my tabletop surface. Let my fumes clear there for a second with the ventilation system. Now this is pretty sticky here, so you want to be cautious. I'm going to take the side that I have peeled off and I'm going to lay it down onto my board here and smooth it all out. Rub pretty hard because we want to make sure that we've got a good contact area on this. All right, and that actually looks really good to me. I don't see any bubbles in here or anything like that. And now I'll just cut this away with my scissors or a knife or whatever you have. And now we have a nice flat surface that if I have something like maybe I need to smooth out bezels or a flat piece of metal, we are ready to go. So there you have it, a way to create your own sanding sticks and your own sanding pads. These are very, very simple, extremely inexpensive, and you guys saw how quickly they go together. So join me next week as we talk a little bit more about files and sanding and how to use them properly. See you guys next time.